Welcome in, everybody, to Texas Tailgate. I'm Bobby Burton. This is Jerry Hamilton. As well, on Texas football, it is game day. Hello. It is here, Jerry.
Hey, I'm sending out some recruiting news on a tweet.
Yep, we got news coming in. A big-time player out of Fort Bend Marshall actually is going to be visiting Texas today. Instead of Texas A&M, that's Isaiah Williams, the safety, that is teammates with Caleb Chester. We just talked to Caleb, or Jerry did a minute ago. His teammate, Isaiah Williams, is on his way to Austin. One of many recruits headed to Austin today. Jerry Hamilton, we're here. As you can see, the tailgate festivities a little bit behind us. Everybody getting going, watching a little game day. Jerry, I don't know if you saw it earlier today, but Nick Saban is now on game day,
yes,
which is a great addition, by the way. But furthermore, guess what else? Lee Corso, and I'm not sure whether he's lost it a little bit or not, but Lee Corso predicted the Texas Longhorns to win the national championship, and he did it in Aggie land.
Yeah,
today.
He hasn't lost his flair for the dramatic.
No, he is not.
And by the way, Nick Saban dropped his first S-bomb on College Game Day. And what is somebody going to say to Nick? You're fired? I don't think so. Nick's can drop whatever bombs he wants on College Game Day. Hey, by the way, if you're coming out to the game today, Waste Management is still very busy cleaning up that offensive line mess in Norman last night. So they're a little late to Austin today. That was a big mess they had to clean up on the offensive line. Waste Management has their work cut out for them.
Passing game of the Sooners looked pretty good, though. If the run game did not, Jackson Arnold, I thought, looked more than serviceable. Not a great thrower. I tell you, the guy that looked really good for me, Jerry, was Deion Burks, the young receiver out of Purdue transfer. I thought he looked good, but the Sooners did get bad news. It sounds like the center may be out for a while. He was in a boot at the game after the second series. And then Jaleel Farouk, the wide receiver, also out, according to Brent Venables, for 6 to 8 weeks with a broken ankle of some sort, I think, maybe. It sounds like even though the Sooners trounced Stan Drayton and the Temple Owls, that may be one that we watch getting going today. The Longhorns and Colorado State. What do you think of this game, Jerry? We talked and talked. I talked with CJ and Rod Babers on the Saturday conversation this morning. We went through that, as well as the Clemson-Georgia game that's just getting started here, as well as some others. But Texas, Colorado State today. Let's give folks one last little thought process as we look towards it. And I'm going to finish my thought up with where I think Texas needs to go in 2024.
Yeah, I think my big thing is, look, when Steve Sarkisian went to the mic on Monday and talked about the last year's season opener wasn't up to the standard they want to play to, that was a clear message to his team what he expects today, this afternoon against Colorado State. He wants a cleaner game one, headed into the Michigan game. And so that's kind of what I'm looking for today. Is when a coach brings that message at the beginning of the week, he sent that clear message to his team. Look, the pre-snap penalties, all those things that we did against Rice, but to kind of put ourselves behind the 8 ball, so to speak, a little bit offensively. He wants a cleaner game. And I do expect he gets a cleaner game today. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but when you send a message like that with a third-year quarterback, a veteran offensive line, that's a pretty clear message. I think the main thing for Texas is, look, we know is what's going to happen with the wide receiver position. How's this going to play out over the first 4 or 5 games of the season, heading into SEC play, first 4 games of the season, heading into SEC play? What's the rotation going to look like on the defensive line, the edge position? How's all this going to look at corner? How's it going to look? I think those are the things that we know have to be answered. But I will say this team is starting from a great spot. It's the fastest team Texas has had under Sark, and I have no questions about that. I think it's a mature football team, and I think it's a team that, while they had success last year, feels like they have something to prove. Those are fun teams to coach for a coaching staff. Now you just gotta stay healthy, and you got to see if they go execute. But I really like where this Texas team is starting from what happened last year to where they're at this year, meaning you had a great season, you got a taste of it, but you walked away with a bad taste in your mouth. A game you could have won, should have won in the national semifinal. Same thing for Bond and Nyblack. So that is what I'm looking at. Is I'm very excited. Look, college football is such a great spot for me because you have a 30-year roster turns over every year. So you get to see how quickly are these guys adjusting? How quickly do they look like they're on the same page? I'm so excited to watch this team speed 1 through 85, because today's game, we're going to get to see the full team speed, I believe. And that's what I'm really looking forward to.
I tell you what, we've talked about it, even on game day today, for example, when they were talking about Texas and Colorado State, one of the announcers was talking about, hey, I want to see how they replace Byron Murphy and Tavondre Sweat. Well, duh, that's what we've been talking about for 6 months, right? I agree with that. I agree with team speed. I agree with how the wide receivers need to coalesce around Quinn and kind of become a unit. But I'm telling you, and I wrote this morning on Texas Football, Jerry, the story of 2024 for me needs to be Texas cementing itself or reestablishing itself as a true national power on an annual basis. Look, we can say we know Texas has the power of an Alabama or Georgia or Ohio State, or even more than those schools, Notre Dame, etc. We know that is that's possible at Texas, but we need to cement that.
Yeah.
We need to reestablish that. It's been gone for 10, 15 years. This is the opportunity to have that second year. You start stringing these years together. That's what Mac Brown did.
Yep.
And that's how Texas ended up with, maybe the best run of any team in the country in the 2000s.
Yeah.
And that's where we want to go with this thing, where anybody wants to go right now, in my opinion. And so I look at it, Jerry, and my take on it right now, at least, is that the Longhorns are in that vicinity. They're in that category where we can start to say, hey, we can taste a little bit of the wine, but we can't have the whole bottle or whatever. By the way, I want to say thank you to Flat Creek Wine Garden in the States. Those guys are really doing great work. They are actually down at a different tailgate right across from the stadium. We're up here. If you want to stop by and say hello, we're up here on the LBJ lawn, right across Robert Dedman, that street, northeast of the stadium, right along the route where the Texas band will walk in and play prior to the game. They're getting ready to do that right now. Actually, Jerry, you can see them down there.
Yeah,
see the tuba?
Yeah.
You can always see the tubas from
we
far
see
away.
About 30 tubas in this band.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're doing that, having a little fun, getting ready. There is I would say it's about a fourth or a fifth full, but it'll be nuts here in about an hour and a half prior to game time.
I can tell you this: if you're on the way to the game, you can leave your humidity at home. There's plenty here for you. Plenty of humidity here for you. Our producer Matt, who was grew up in the Tallahassee area, said it's a push for humidity in the Florida Panhandle in Austin today. A push. That's saying something.
I don't know. Hey, before we get going any further and talk a little bit more, we're going to take your questions, talk a little football here as well. I want to say thank you to one of our sponsors, our friends at South Point Dodge. Hey, Texas football fans, score an easy extra point this season when you get to the point at South Point Dodge. The Stark family over there doing a great job for the Dodge Ram truck. South Point Dodge has more than 600 vehicles in stock, and their award-winning sales staff doesn't do games or gimmicks. They just get straight to the point by getting you the best deal. Score big today at South Point Dodge, like the Longhorns are going to do. Come see us off I-35 in South Austin or at southpointdodge.com. Get to the point at South Point Dodge. South Point Dodge is Austin's automotive everything. Looking to sell your car? Get South Point's best offer over the phone or online. Thanks again to South Point Dodge for their sponsorship of today's Longhorn Texas Tailgate, man. Jerry, you having a good time today? Excited?
I am, but Bobby, show everybody your hat. Make sure they get a good picture of the hat now.
I'll try to focus it in here, guys. I got some gear. I got to tell you, I got some mugs for us. We got some koozies if you stop by the tailgate as well, free. So just come on, say hi. We've already met Longhorn Frenzy, by the way, today. He came up. Some other folks came up and said hi. Good stuff, guys. Ready to do it.
Hey, Katie 35, I am the best. Game day and Fox will be in Ann Arbor next week. Is that going to be, Bobby, you'll be there.
Yes.
CJ Vogel will be there. I will not. I'm going to be on the road seeing high school kids. I'll be at Jamie French's game next Friday for all the Texas fans out there. we'll have another interview with Jamie French, and I'll get to watch him in person. But that is going to be one heck of an atmosphere in Ann Arbor next weekend.
I can't wait. I mean, you can y'all hear I wonder if the fans can actually hear the drum beat in the background a little bit earlier there with the Texas band. Maybe they can't, but it's getting started, man. The atmosphere picking up a little bit. Jerry, let's talk a little bit of Oklahoma. You and I both watched it. I watched TCU Stanford last night, first half of that game.
Who won that game?
TCU won by 7.
Okay, I went to bed.
Yeah,
I had to get up early, drive up.
I don't. TCU looked interesting, not great. Josh Hoover's going to be good. We knew that. Going to be a good player.
Had off-season back surgeries popped back from it.
Yeah, but I will tell you this: Stanford exposed them in the run game.
Yeah.
So I would say that Stanford's not going to be a great team. They'll be a 500 team probably. TCU's not going to be. They're not bouncing back after a 5. They may bounce back to 7-5, 8-4 would be my guess. They're not winning 10 games this year. TCU's not. What about OU? Let's talk a little bit about them.
Yeah.
We mentioned the injuries. It was look. They were at one time 0 for 11 on third down.
They got
until a last minute touchdown.
Yeah.
They scored 14 points in the fourth quarter. It was a very mixed performance for these Sooners.
Tipple is awful offensively. Awful. Their offensive line, first-time starting quarterback. This is a bad offense. And then you had 6 turnovers by Temple. Oklahoma had a lot of short fields in that game, which furthers your point, Bobby. I thought Oklahoma's offensive line, I think Bill Biedenbaugh's got some work to do, especially maybe on the interior. But that offensive line, the center went down with it, looked like an ankle injury. But I think the offensive line has got some issues. Jackson Arnold, we'll see in bigger games. We'll see when Tennessee and at Auburn back-to-back before Texas. I'm holding out my opinion on Jackson Arnold until then. But that offensive line is really going to have to come through because I think Oklahoma may struggle running the football in the SEC if that offensive line doesn't take a big step.
I didn't think they looked good at all.
I did not either.
Guard, center guard was their problems. You agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
I completely that. Here's UT boy. Jerry, Bobby, what time are we going over to the Surly Horns tailgate? We're here now, baby. I'm passing Waco now. Hook 'em, family. Hook 'em to you and anybody coming by. Again, we're on Robert Dedman on the northeast side of the stadium. We're on the LBJ lawn. I don't know exactly how to explain this, but we have the On Texas Football tablecloth out. Please just stop by, say hello. Welcome to see you guys. We got a little bit of crowd getting going. We got some beer, thanks to our friends over at Flight by Yingling. We want to mention those guys being nice. Also, show those folks the koozie that we got now.
Hey, by the way, David Rawls, thanks for coming out. By the way, Thursday night has a great point. Temple has 0 talent. And if you're watching, here's the On Texas Football koozie, Yingling Flight. On the other side, On Texas Football koozie. Come by the tailgate and get one of those. By the way, to David Rawls' point, when during the ESPN during the game, when Andre Ware says their best prospect is their kicker, that says a lot for Temple's offensive football team. Okay, their best NFL prospect is their kicker. That's coming from the Temple staff. They got issues on offense. I thought Oklahoma they're going to have to improve a lot. I did think Jaden Jackson, freshman defensive lineman, is going to be a really good player for Oklahoma. David Stone got in the second half of that game. I thought up front on defense, that may be they're good. Secondary, pretty good. But I just wonder about them offensively, Bobby. Offensive line, then quarterback play if he's playing under duress.
I'm not a believer. That's just the bottom line.
Yeah,
not a believer. Hey, we talked a little bit about it. What'd you think of? Daddy Vogel needs that koozie. Come on, Lisa. You can have it. Just come on up to us. CJ, by the way, is getting ready to join us, Lisa, Ms. Vogel, and he will join us. He's doing a little man on the street today around the stadium. We'll appreciate him stopping by and talking. He is getting up and going, and he will be and this is something that is important for everybody to know. He will be in the press box by noon today because that's when they open it up. We think also that that's when they'll be releasing the depth chart. Yeah. Right. And so we'll have that for you guys if we're still on as well. And we'll be able to get that going. But we're excited about what we got going today. Also, Blake Monroe is going to join. And I had Matt, our producer, pull this up. How about this? If we can get it a little close in, that was the sign today from Game Day. We're back, little brother, from the folks in College Station.
I'm pretty sure this guy is on Texas football, because in one of the chats
he said he was going to do that.
He said he was on his way to College Station for Game Day Saturday. You remember that, producer Matt? I have a feeling this isn't on. And this guy will get a free hat if that's him.
Yes, he will.
Hey, UT boys asking how long we'll be there. We'll be here a while. I'm also going to go down, and when the team gets off the bus about 12:30, I want to be there 12:15, and between 12:15 and 12:30, I want to be down for that. Get video of that for everybody.
We'll have fun. It's going to be fun. We're going to go down to Flat Creek for a while. We'll do a couple different things in here, but just please stop by, say hello if you will, have a little fun with us as well. Look, Steven Schrader talking about OU here. We talk every year about how this year OU will suck, but the truth is OU is always willing to do whatever it takes to win. And this is coming from a former Longhorn golfer. Steven, you're not wrong. Look, the last 15 years, OU has dominated the Big 12. The question now, though, is what have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
And they sat there, in my opinion, and did a lot of different things in that regard to make that a reality. But now Texas is starting to come back up and be the guys.
Yes.
Right. And so I tell you what, I'm It is very muggy. All right, getting a little feedback there, Matt. Look, my thought process on it says audio not working. I got to turn my camera back on. Back on, guys. Are we good now?
It's fine now.
Fine now.
Thank you, Tracy.
Thanks,
Jackson.
Tracy. Yeah, sorry about that.
Producer Matt finally muted me.
All right, hey, we got CJ Vogel out there. Let's get CJ in. What's up, CJ? How you doing, buddy?
Game day. I'm out on Bevo Boulevard. The folks are lining up right behind me. You can see it right at the entrance there to Bevo Boulevard. Of course, you see Bevo in the background about to unload, about to make their walk, their parade into DKR. A lot of excitement right now. You can tell right away. You're muted, Bobby. So I'll keep talking about Bevo. They got all the Spurs out there. They got all the sunshine. A lot of Colorado State fans out here right behind me. A couple more in the background over here. I'm like a man on the street. I'm going to keep walking, do my thing a little bit. Make sure I'm not bumping into any.
Yeah, CJ, you're going to get a lot of compliments on the hat, I think. The hat's a winner. The hat's a winner, CJ.
Hey, CJ, is that where the bus of the players will come in today? Is that where you're at?
Yeah, so they'll walk right through the beginning. I'm trying to get to the edge there. You can see right behind me, that's Bevo. Obviously, it'll walk right through Bevo Boulevard right here, of course, and the players will follow through as well for their pregame walk down Bevo Boulevard into DKR for the beginning of the game as well.
Hey, what are we thinking today on the suit that Sark will wear? What is it going to be with some Nikes, or is he going to pull out some boots?
I think he's going to go chill, just a burnt orange with the Nikes today.
You think so? What do you think? What are you going for, CJ?
Jay, I say all orange. He's going to try to mimic what Texas is wearing on the field. I like the orange top, the white pants. He's got the nice shoes. He's going to be fitted up for the opener, Bobby.
What happened the day of just a blazer and a tie? Now we got to go fashion speak. CJ, you stay after it, buddy. I know we told viewers just a minute ago that you're going to go in right when the media availability is there for folks so that you can see if Texas releases a depth chart when they do so, we're going to try to check in with you if you don't mind.
I got one more thing for CJ before you go, because we talked about the game today. What do you want to see from this Texas team today? What are some positive takeaways for you?
I just want to see that edge room. Is it up to speed with what we expect them to be? That'll carry over into the SEC. We know the edges come to play. That travels, but they'll have plenty of opportunities to get pressure on the quarterback. I want to see that edge room get some pressure and carry that momentum into Michigan.
Good stuff, CJ. Thank you, buddy. Have a good one, man. We'll see you later. Hook 'em. All right, good stuff there from CJ. Tailgate on Texas football, as well as Surly Horns. I think Travis Colbert right there is behind us. How you doing, big guy? Travis, one of the guys that's on the legal team for the Texas One Fund, by the way. Those guys, a big part of what we do here as well. Thank you to them and all of what they've done for Texas NIL efforts. Certainly a part of what goes on nowadays. Jerry, you had a little recruiting news earlier. Go back over that. Also, we need to talk about Dia Bell's last night. Kalik Lockett had a long touchdown catch. Some Longhorns this weekend, future Longhorns showing out on Friday night.
Yeah, so Caleb Chester, the cornerback commitment from Fort Bend Marshall, he should have arrived in Austin. He brought Isaiah Williams with him, the 4-star 2026 safety, who I think is a dynamite prospect at Fort Bend Marshall. Good friends, teammates. Isaiah Williams was originally scheduled to go to A&M Notre Dame, which every kid I've texted's going to that game. Felix Ojo, Kosio Paula, kids with Texas offers. Of course, you understand why. That's a big game. Notre Dame at A&M. I think Texas is really pushing. Their big home games are going to be Mississippi State, Georgia, and Florida as far as recruits go. But Isaiah Williams will be on campus. He is a top target for Blake Guinea and has been for over a year. Safety from Fort Bend Marshall. The linebacker that was at Fort Bend Marshall, Noriel Dominguez, a kid Texas is offering in the 26 class, by the way, he moved to Richmond Randall. He's now at Richmond Randall on the same team with Chase Sims, the D tackle committed to A&M, who Texas is still in contact with, and the 2027 running back Landis Collis Williams. So Fort Bend Marshall beat my friends with Mustangs Thursday, and I'll go give them hell when they get here about it. But Caleb Chester, Isaiah Williams, Diabell, look, I think Diabell's going to have about 12 big games this year. I think he's going to perform really well. Anybody that watched American Heritage against Milton, that Milton team is as talented as any team, probably the most talented team American Heritage will play this year. That Milton team, their quarterback's going to Miami, wide receiver FSU, left tackle Clemson. Thanks for all the Clemson, Georgia updates in the chat, by the way. The D lineman, Caleb Bell, Arkansas, who's going to visit Texas here soon. 2 DBs going to Tennessee. Bobby, I could go on and on. That Milton team was stacked. They won state in Georgia last year. Anybody watch Diabell in that game? That'll probably be the fewest passing yards he has in a game this year. I mean, Dia's going to have a big year.
Last night, through 3 quarters, 332 yards, 5 TDs. Thanks for posting that in the chat, KD35. We appreciate you, buddy. Also, hey, some other news and notes that we need to get to, and other aspects of this afternoon, early afternoon, I guess, 11:30 about. We want to talk a little bit about Sark's dress code, we said.
Yeah.
I thought Patrick Page had a great line. Here it is, right here. Got to dress up for church. For football is gospel.
Yeah, that's a great line, Patrick Page.
All right. Hey, and Slick.
Hey, by the way, Patrick Page, did you go to Galveston Ball Manville game Thursday? If you did, give us your thoughts. Obviously, Jonah Williams had a huge game.
Yep. All right, Slit Rick here. Bobby and Jerry, how can we get an OTF polo and hat for football season? I love CJ's hat. The hat's going to go on sale next week. So please come on out and check them out. Longhorn Frenzy's walking by right now.
Longhorn Frenzy. Come here.
He's over here. Oh, you don't want to get online. He doesn't want to get online.
This guy does great work here.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Okay. All right. Hey, I tell you what, Jerry, anything else that we need to talk about prior to today? No late news. There's been some talk, Jerry, about Texas and the offensive line at guard. We got news late this week that DJ Campbell would be the starter, most likely at right guard, but had not had the most what's the right word?
He hasn't had a great fall camp. Okay, here's what I was told Friday, early afternoon. he's on a short leash in pass pro. Got to come through and pass. They know DJ's tremendous run blocker, but we've talked about this before. The communication is key from Jake Majors to DJ Campbell to first-year starter Cam Williams at right tackle. The communication is big. So is DJ Campbell going to take that step in terms of communication? You know what he can do when the ball's snapped and it's time to run block. But how's that line of communication going to be between from Majors to DJ to Cam Williams? Because Cam Williams, first-time starter, next week in Ann Arbor is going to be a crazy environment for Texas, and the communication is going to be key next week for the offensive line. And so DJ Campbell's going to be put to the test there. I hope he plays well. He's got all the talent in the world. But I will say, before Cole Hudson got hurt last year, they were on track to split reps. Cole Hudson played more reps than DJ Campbell at Alabama, and then Cole Hudson got hurt. The reason why was that communication and that experience and that ability to communicate down the line of scrimmage, down the offensive line pre-snap. That is going to be key for DJ Campbell taking the next step this year.
I hope that no matter what, we get to see Nato and Cole Hudson.
I think for sure.
And get to see them liberally, if that makes sense. Yeah. Because I think that's a big deal, in my opinion, for the Longhorns as they get going. I've got a couple other questions I want to get to, but first I want to say thank you to one of our sponsors. Thank you very much to our friends over at Hargrove Roofing. With offices all over Louisiana and Arkansas, and of course Texas, including Austin, Hargrove Roofing will take care of all of your roofing needs. Plus, they're Longhorn friendly. Make sure you check out Stevie Lee on Monday afternoon with Rod Babers, Bob Shipley, and CJ Vogel on the winning drive with partners like kicker Bert Auburn and Stevie Lee. Hargrove is the most pro burnt orange roofing company out there. Call them today for a free roof inspection. Again, offices all over the state of Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas. Hargrove Roofing. Know who's on your roof. Thank y'all for making this possible for us here at on Texas.
Hey, Bobby,
Football.
talk about later post-game show for the people tuning in here. Post-game show. Obviously, Brian Robeson's on that with Rod Babers and yourself this year.
Yeah, absolutely. We got Brian's joining us as well. We've got a watch with us today.
Yeah.
Jerry, you and I will both be on that a little bit. We'll be talking about the
Rod
Longhorns.
Babers
Feel free if you're not coming out to the game and you're watching at home, stay there and turn down the volume on your TV and listen along with Aaron Hogan. Jerry will be there as well as myself. Rod Babers, who's taking over in the third quarter. Bob Shipley, going to give you a coach's view of the game, which I think will be intriguing at the very least.
Yep.
Should be fun for everybody there. All right, let's talk a little bit about predictions. We're entering that type of time of the day where predictions are good.
Throw us y'all's
Jerry,
predictions.
Yeah, give us y'all's predictions for the game.
I'm on with Jeff Fleming.
I know.
Bring that one up.
I'm bringing it up because you made this prediction actually yesterday over at the co-op when we were talking there. Jeff Fleming with a bold prediction. Arch Manning throws his first TD pass as a Longhorn.
Yeah, I've got him for over 150 yards and 2 touchdowns today. And does that mean there's a QB controversy? Not at all. But what that does mean is Quinn has a big day because I think the Colorado State defensive line, they're going to have an issue with Texas today. And that can be in the run game. That can be generating pass rush. If Colorado State, if they can't generate pass rush with their front, that means they're going to have to start bringing numbers and they take some chances. So I think Quinn's going to have a big day. He'll be relieved when Texas is up. And I think Arch Manning will throw for 150 and a couple of touchdowns today. Because here's the thing. Sark, while they want to run the football, and Texas is going to run the football, and things have not changed, 52, 53, 47, 48, run pass, they have to get these receivers real experience on Saturday in game day in the system. All the new guys, right? There's a lot of new guys, and Amari Niblack at tight end. What that means is Arch Manning's not going to come into the game and just play handoff. They're actually going to throw the football. I truly believe that.
They gotta. They got to do it. We're going to look at some more predictions from folks here. Ashley, I'm on board with Ashley here.
I
Blue with a 30-yard TD, first TD of the season. That's a pretty good one, right, Jerry?
Yep.
We've talked about that possibility as well. We've also looked at some other possibilities. Texas Rattlesnake ATX, Blue and Cook have a huge day today. We're hearing Jonte Cook likely to start today, by the way. That's a little bit of late breaking news, but we're not 100%.
Yeah.
We're not going to say we're not 100% sure. Hey, what is UT boy saying? Bobby, are you going to answer my question? You said wide garden 11:30 to 12, then walk over to Surly Horns at 1 p.m. Yes, we did. We have changed that, and that we tried to put that out on both our social media as well as the website itself, UT boy. So we are now right in front of the Joe C. Thompson building. It's there behind us, and we are at the Surly Horns on Texas football tailgate. Please join us over here if you get a chance. We will be down at Flat Creek walking around and milling around, but we're not doing a live stream from there. Here's Brian, 52-17. I'm kind of with him. I'm like 52-20, 52-17. Now, I've had Texas covering, so I'm going to go with him 52-17. What the heck? McKay Lone Wolf, 42-17. Katie, 35, 49-10. Ashley, 56-10. She goes big. Justin, 45-14. Kelly, 42-13. I think hopefully Texas score. Here's what I would say. Washington State put up 50 last year, and Colorado State had a pass rusher at 13.5 sacks. Colin Simmons' first sack will be a strip sack. I like that. D-Money can get money. Where that's going. We're going in that game in that direction where I predicted, I think, 43 or 42 to 13 or 14, similar to Kelly. Here's my take. I want Texas to score 50 plus, because if they do score 50 plus, hey, is that Colton? Yeah. Hey, come on over here. Give us a little. Come back here. Come back here behind us. Here we go. So what's one of our daily listeners here in the UT band? Hey guys. So you're going to Michigan now, right? I am going. Congrats. To Michigan. Yes, sir. Right. We'll see you over there, Colton. Thank y'all have a good one, buddy. Have fun. Be good, man. It's good to see those guys out there. Represent, man. Appreciate you. But what I was getting at is how much Texas scores. Yeah. Because we think that this team has to be at some level led by the offense, right? Yeah. If they don't get to 50 today, is that a somewhat of a proxy on not being all of that right now? Not being where they should be. It depends on. I think a lot of it depends on where you have the ball. How does field position play out in this game? If you don't create some short fields with turnovers, I mean, maybe not. So I just think it depends on how the game plays out. But look, for me, I want to see a 400-yard passing, and I know Texas wants to run the football. I know they're going to run the football, but I keep going back to, and I know different seasons. You can't take last season and say this season is going to be the same way. But Washington State, Cam Ward, when he was at Washington State, threw for about 457, 460 last year. Shedeur Sanders in an overtime game threw for about 370 last year. I want to see Texas have a big day through the air, because last year, the two best quarterbacks and Power 4 teams they played, they had success through the air against the Colorado State team that had better pass rush and better interior up front players last year. I want Texas offensive line to control this game, and I want to see Texas making big plays in the passing game. Look at this. Washington with 2 grabs. Jordan Washington, a freshman. I think that one sounds good. Blue catches a 35-yard screen pass for the first TD. That's not far away from what Ashley and I was thinking as well. Hey, Ashley, what'd you think of that OU game last night? You live up there in enemy territory. She sure does. She's an Oklahoma girl. Let's go. We had a couple of super chats here. Let's get that done real quick if we can. Justin Yarbrough, our friend down in Texas City. I want to see us pick up where we left off. Yeah. At the end of the regular season, that yes. Win, great point. Really solid win over Iowa State. Yeah. Then finishing up and really polishing off Texas Tech. And then even you could talk, Justin, about the Big 12 championship game where they just overwhelmed Oklahoma State. Texas actually overwhelmed a good opponent. Yes. He wants to see that. We have to play better than we played versus Rice or Wyoming last year. That's what Sark talked about on Monday. Enough of this playing around with people. Yeah. Get after it from the get-go and show you belong from the start, and then let's move on. If we hadn't met Justin Yarbrough on Thursday night, I'd have thought this is Sark's handle. That's exactly what he's been saying. It absolutely Start is. Posting from the team bus. Good stuff there, Jerry. Hey, this one from Tom Doyle. Up at 2:30 a.m. for football. Life is great. Hook 'em from Guam. Wow. You guys are the best. Hey, Tom, that means you're most likely in the service over there. thank you for your service. I've known some people stationed in Guam before. Tough. You're pretty isolated, but hopefully you guys have a good time and enjoy football together up there as well. Hey, other questions? Go ahead.
Well, somebody mentioned Colt. Is Colt Monroe on the chat? Tell Dad Super Chat's on the way, baby.
There we go. Hey, this is a question. We talked a lot about helmet communication and how Anthony Hill's going to wear it on defense. Mm-hmm. We've told folks that. Obviously, the quarterback will wear it on offense. But Country Boy has a interesting question. How much of an impact will iPads on the sidelines have on in-game
What are your thoughts on that, Bobby?
Hey, also, don't forget, there's a 2-minute warning now in college football.
Yep.
I don't think they're calling it 2-minute warning, but
what were they use different? What do you think of the iPads, though?
I think it matters on offense.
I think on offense it's big.
Yeah, I mean, you can actually show a kid that especially in route running, and especially in blitz pickup. Like,
I agree.
It doesn't matter that much in coverage.
Are there any rules made for defense anymore? Is everything offense?
Yeah.
In sports, literally everything's made for offense, which sells tickets and gives us more things to talk about. We talk about, what do we talk about? Offensive stats. We don't ever talk about how many tackles somebody's going to have at the level we talk about offense. Everything's made for offense. iPads, helmet communication. It's going to help offense more than defense.
I was watching that OU Temple game last night with Space City Wrangler.
Yeah.
He and I were watching it, and they cut away to commercial at 2 minutes. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? And I realized, yes, there's a 2-minute warning.
I think the
exact term.
No, the depth chart has dropped.
Matt, do you have it? Can you bring it up for us, buddy?
We have Matthew Golden starting at Z, DeAndre Moore at H, Jonte Cook backing him up, Isaiah Bond at X. So starting receivers today, Matthew Golden, and we've been telling you this, that's the guy that Quinn has the best rapport with. Matthew Golden starts at Z, DeAndre Moore at H, Isaiah Bond at X. Bond is backed up by Wingo. Jonte Cook backs up DeAndre Moore. Silas Bolden backs up for now Matthew Golden.
Look at the or at right guard.
The or at right guard, DJ Campbell or Carl Hudson. We said DJ's on a short leash today. Communication pass pro is going to be big there. Defensively, Baron Sorrell backed up by Ethan Burke and then Colton Vosick at Jack. Alfred Collins, Lole, Bledsoe at 1 DT. Vernon Broughton, Savea, January at the other DC. So Bill Norton is at nose tackle. Aaron Bryant, Sadir Mitchell backs him up. Outside linebacker end, Trey Moore, Finkley Simmons. Middle linebacker, Hill LaFau. Weak side linebacker, Benda Blackwell, Ty Anthony Smith. Cornerback, Barron starts over Gavin Holmes, then Javion Cole, Wardell Mack. Free safety, Taft or Derek Williams. Other safety, Makuba or Jelani McDonald. Now, I was told yesterday, the last half of fall practice, Jelani McDonald's played really well. It may be starting to click for him. Other corner, Manny Muhammad backed up by Kobe Black, then Warren Roberson. So Kobe Black beats out Warren Roberson. Star, Gilbo, Barron, Johnson Rebel, Michael Kern, true freshman, is your starting punter.
Look at that. They're going with Jade Barron at corner. That's what that tells me. Jade, see you, Longhorn Frenzy. Y'all be good, man. Good luck, Johnny. I tell you what, that is some good stuff right there. If you want to know the truth, we've got a number of different pieces here. Moore, Golden, and Bond are your starters at wide receiver. Moore, Golden, and Bond. Sounds unbelievable. Look, that is a big piece of the puzzle. Look how they've got it set up, though. Jonte is behind Moore, and Bolden is behind. I'm trying to figure this out. They've got Silas Bolden at the Z?
I think they're going to move him around, but yes.
I mean, look, that is bizarre. They actually have 8 receivers on the 2 deep, essentially, what the depth chart is. True freshman Parker Livingstone, as well as redshirt freshman Ryan Niblett joining that. I will say that the 3 running backs listed are the 3 that are expected: Jaden Blue, Trey Wisner, and Jarrett Gibson. The 3 quarterbacks, as expected: Quinn Ewers, Arch Manning, and Trey Owens.
There's another news here. Right tackle, back up to Cam Williams, Brandon Baker ahead of Kojo. So Brandon Baker has won the second team right tackle job, which means you will see him today.
Third team, and the left tackle backup is Trevor Gooseby. Third team left tackle is Malik Ogbo. He also will be your jumbo tight end. That's why he's got 2 different numbers listed by his side. Now, Barron Sorrell, let's go to defense real quick, Matt, if you don't mind, and push that over so people can see that for us. Barron Sorrell and Ethan Burke, to your point, at the jack position right now, Jerry. On the buck position, it's Trey Moore starting right now and Justice Finkley. So basically, Sorrell, Burke are going to be on the same side instead of co-starters, with Trey Moore earning a starting spot.
And that's what we've been talking about.
Yes.
Moore and Simmons are playing some at that Sam. They're playing that Sam linebacker spot as well. So that's one of the things to look for. I think you're going to see both of those guys playing some of that off-ball Sam linebacker and schematically at times.
You mentioned defensive tackle. Alfred Collins, Lole, then Bledsoe. So Lole has beat out Jure Bledsoe.
Which is expected.
Yeah, it is, but still, we were hoping that Jure might take that next step.
Yeah,
Don't forget
but he
that,
wasn't beating out those 2 guys, though. It's just when he gets in the game.
Okay, then the other side, Vernon Broughton, followed by Tia Savea and Alex January, the true freshman, getting in there. No mention of Sadir Mitchell.
He's at nose tackle.
Okay. Oh, Sadir, he's mentioned at nose tackle behind Bill Norton and Aaron Bryant.
So Sadir did not make the move. Alex January, again, he's going to play this year. He's been really, really good in the spring and fall camp.
At linebacker, no surprises here, really. Anthony Hill, backed up by Leon Galafau. We've talked about him, and a guy that the Longhorns really like. At weak side linebacker, David Benda, and followed up by Maurice Blackwell, Mo Blackwell. Then the true freshman, Ty Anthony Smith. We've talked about how he had made a little dent. But I tell you what, the surprise here in many respects of this whole discussion has been Jahdae Barron is going to start at corner, and Jalen Gilbo is going to start at star. We wondered how they were going to get both of them on the field at the same time. Maybe that's the way. Gavin Holmes, though, does hold off both Javion Cole and Wardell Mack, as well as Warren Roberson as that second corner.
I think we'll see. I think we'll see a lot more dime, 2 nickel backs in Barron and Gilbo this season, and Holmes play a lot at corner. I think that's what's going to look. We haven't been saying Barron wasn't taking first team reps at corner. We just weren't sure what they were going to decide on that necessarily because it had gone back and forth.
Yes.
By the way, Thunder Pup 2023 recruiting class really showing up. Your dadgum right it is.
Yeah, no doubt. And imagine if Cedric Baxter were still on this thing. Really, really good. Here, we 420. I'm excited to see Trey Moore. What do you think of that?
Is it Trey Moore or DeAndre Moore?
Now, there we go. There's 2. Could be.
Hey, by the way, I want to talk about DeAndre Moore real quick. We talked about this, Bobby, all the days we were at the open media session. Who was the first player out to practice?
DeAndre Moore.
DeAndre Moore. What were we told he did? He copied everything Jordan Whittington did in the Texas program last year. He is trying to be everything Jordan Whittington was for Texas. And him showing up first out to practice, just like Jordan Whittington did. And again, the one thing we've been told about him, I've been told 2 things about rapport with Quinn. Okay, Silas Bolin's going to be a tremendous football player. He just wasn't here in the spring. Matthew Golden probably has the best rapport with Quinn. Then the other thing I was told was there's a trust with Quinn that he knows DeAndre Moore is going to be right where he's supposed to be every route he runs. So just take that for what it's worth, but that's kind of played out.
I tell you what, that's a mouthful. How long have we been waiting for this, Gary? I mean, seriously, we've been waiting for this depth chart for what seems like forever, and we finally get an answer, and it's not far off from what we thought. Are there any Cole Hudson with an or?
Not surprised.
Not terribly surprised, but Moore, Golden, and Bond. Did anybody have that in their hat? I don't know that anybody.
You know who may have? Quinn Ewers.
That would be the guy, right?
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Quinn may have had that in his hat.
I tell you what, everything I heard, and this may just be Sark, right? Everything I heard is that Silas Bolden was the best receiver of fall camp.
Yep.
Did you hear the same thing?
Yep.
I did too. And so we'll see what that means. We'll see if that translates today on the field.
Yep.
Here in 2.5 hours.
I think the other thing,
kicked.
with the wide receivers, Bobby, is they're looking for the combos too. They're looking for the combos. What three guys are going to play well together? And look, I think starting right now with two guys that Quinn really may trust the most is important starting the season. The guys that Quinn has the best rapport with right now, that I think matters to start the season. Does that mean this is going to be the three starters at Michigan? Not necessarily, but I do think it's a sign of who Quinn feels like he has the best rapport with.
That's good. Hey, we got some more comments and quotes coming up to talk about prior to this game. But before we do that, we want to say thank you to one of our sponsors that allows us to come out here on game day. Also provide some of the game day refreshments, etc. This is Duck Camp. Duck Camp gear is made for the people that live for the moments out there, where there are fish to catch, birds to hunt, time to kill, football to watch. They like doing all that stuff, so they built a company centered on it, based in Austin and dedicated to giving people best-in-class hunting and fishing apparel. There are those of you out there that look forward to the opening day of hunting season and the kickoff of Longhorn football with the fervor and excitement of a 5-year-old on Christmas morning. That describes me.
Yeah.
And Duck Camp is here to let you know that from opening day to game day, they've got you covered. At Duck Camp, they believe you can't just sit around and wait for adventure to come to you. You have to go out there and get it. Make it happen. Stay out there and make the most of every second. Here's to great seasons, y'all. Yes, hunting and football seasons. Shop hunting gear at duckcamp.com. We appreciate them very, very much. I also want to say thank you to one of our other sponsors. So that's Yingling by Flight by Yingling. The folks over there have created a light beer that is only 4.2 grams of carbs and only 90 plus calories or so.
Yeah.
That's actually what we have in our serving here at the tailgate. So come by and hang out and watch a little bit of that with us if you don't mind. Also, thanks to our friends at Faust Distributing for giving that to the folks as well.
I want to say one other thing about the depth chart as I continue to read through this. Third team right guard is Nate Kibble. He was not in for spring.
Really?
He was not in for spring practice, so that means he's had a hell of a fall camp. That means he's really impressed if he's third team right guard. That means he's a play away from being the backup at right guard. Now maybe he wouldn't be. Maybe Neto would be. Both. But Nate Kibbles, we've heard Nate Kibbles looked really good. He's had a heck of a fall camp for not being an early enrollee.
I'm looking at this. Looking also at safety. Looks like Jordan Johnson-Rubel is the third team boundary safety. I don't see Xavier Filstamine on this list
now
at this point in time. How you doing, guys? Hey, wait a minute. Look at this guy right here. Come here, Major. His name is Major, and he is one true Longhorn fan. Look.
Show them horns.
Wait, show this. You know who that is?
Yeah.
Who is it?
Earl Campbell.
There you go, buddy. Be good, man. Hook 'em horns. Be good. That's what you get out here. You start them young. I was talking to a Houston lunch bunch on Thursday, and I was talking to him, and at the end of it, my dad actually came out. My dad's 82 years old, and came out with me to that. And at the end of it, I said something. I started in, I think, in the 74 or 75 Blue Bonnet Bowl. My dad put me on his shoulders at age 5 or 6 or whatever I was. Earl Campbell was in that game, and that's when I became a Longhorn fan. And I've been at it 50 years plus since, dude. Yeah. So that's what this game days is what this is all about. We're excited to see it. Hey, we had some more conversation coming in about what we think are going to happen today. Jordan Tupin, Quinn under 0.5 interceptions, Jade Blue anytime touchdown, Jonte anytime receiving touchdown, Wingo, anytime receiving touchdown. Arch, 150 passing yards. Jeez, you sound like you're playing underdog right now.
Yeah. You playing underdog, or you just watched the Washington State Colorado State game last year and saw Cam Ward throw for 450, which I'm not. Look, I'll say this: if Quinn doesn't turn the ball over today, I think Texas scores 50 in this game.
Yeah, good stuff. Hey, I tell you what, Colton Vosick gets 2 TFLs and 1 sack. You have something here that's interesting to you?
Yeah, we haven't gone over. Kickoff, punt return, Silas Bolden is 1, Matthew Golden 2, Jonte Cook 3. My first touchdown this season, I'm on record. I have Texas winning the toss, deferring, Silas Bolden returning a punt for a touchdown for the first touchdown of the season. Kickoff return, Matthew Golden, Silas Bolden, DeAndre Moore.
So punt return, Silas Bolden.
Yep.
Matthew Golden, the key on kick return.
Golden and Bolden together on kickoff return. I mean, Texas is putting it all on special teams in the return game.
And we mentioned already, we expected this to happen with Sark potentially getting going and using the freshman punter, Michael Kern.
Yep.
He sounded like it on Monday's press conference. That comes to pass as well here as we go forward. All right, I got some other questions.
We got some new people.
Blake Monroe.
Now, here's my favorite super chatters here. Come here. Look, Colt Monroe. Now we know I haven't got a super chat today.
How you doing, Blake? Tired. Hey, we'll get back to. We got a couple more chats to pick up and everything here for everybody. Colton Martinez, the guy that just stopped by, the trombone player in the band. He says, "Thank y'all. See y'all on the field. Be back after." So he's excited about it. The young man that's in the Longhorn
Congrats
band.
to Colton because he's making the trip to Michigan. That's going to be so awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Duke Carroll, who scores first TD? I've got Cook on a double move.
Well, he's not
I went with Jaden Blue. You went with Silas Bolden.
I got Silas Bolden on a punt return. Texas defers, wins the toss, defers, punt return, touchdown.
All right. Hey, guys, we've been going here for about an hour now. We're live over at the Surly Horns on Texas Football Tailgate. It's on Robert Dedman, right in front of the Joe C. Thompson conference building. Please feel free to stop by, say hello. We got free koozies, we got flight beer, we got all the stuff that you might want to hang out with. Have some food here as well. We'll get you guys going. Come on in, come on by, stop by, say hello. We're also going to be at the Flat Creek Wine Garden later today. We appreciate you guys for doing that and stopping by there and saying hello to Eva and Neil and Sean and those guys that help support On Texas Football as well. Here's another one from our friend David Rawls. Gibson with a goal line TD.
I think that could happen today.
You think?
I think that could happen today. Look, one of my big things from this game today with the Texas offensive line, I want to see the Texas offensive line push Colorado State around in the red zone. That's one of the key things I'm looking for. A grown-up, older offensive line, that 2022 offensive line class, they're all grown up. This is a very experienced offensive line. Cam Williams is going to be really good in the run game. I want to see Jarrett Gibson score that touchdown because I want Texas to run the ball in the red zone effectively, get more push in the red zone than they did a year ago. Because I think if Texas owns the line of scrimmage in the red zone more this year, that really opens up red zone play calling for Sarkisian.
All right. Look, it is about time.
Yeah, I got to go down. The team's getting off the bus in 15 minutes. So
we got to get going. Guys, I appreciate y'all very much for joining us. We hope that we brought you some of the atmosphere here at DKR. CJ checking in earlier down on Bevo Boulevard. That was a lot of fun. I hope you guys have fun today and make this first game of the 2024 season memorable for you and your family, whoever you enjoy college football with. Last one, Cisco Diaz says horns up. Rick Amber guy, Quinn, 18 of 22. Whoa. I'd take those. Would you take those stats before we go? 18 of 24 for 250 and 1 TD?
100%.
I'd take those and go to the house. Good stuff, Rick.
Because that means Texas didn't go 0 for 3 on first, second, and third down to start the season passing, more than likely.
Yes. And I will say this. David Keith Williams says, Bobby Burton, you need to give a hat to one of those guys that had the little brother sign up at A&M. earlier today. He gets one.
We
for sure.
we think he's a member of On Texas Football in posts here, but we think he said he was going to go do that. So if that's him, he definitely gets a hat.
Okay.
All right, guys, hook 'em.
Hey, y'all have fun today. We'll be back for the in-game watch party. Aaron Hogan has the mic, and we'll get going around 2:15 with that one. For Jerry Hamilton, I am Bobby Burton and our producer Matt Hutchison. We appreciate you guys and hook 'em. Have a good one, guys.